Perhaps most famously, Edie Adams was the wife and companion of television comedy pioneer Ernie Kovacs and the 19-year advertising representative for Muriel Cigars. She was also well known for her stage and television impersonations of celebrities, especially Marilyn Monroe Adams, who worked diligently in her last years to locate and preserve her first husband's legacy on cassettes and kinescopes. Edie Adams, originally named Edith Elizabeth N., came into the world on April 16, 1927. Her upbringing consisted of both Pennsylvania and Tenley, New Jersey, where she made a name for herself at the age of 15 as the town's esteemed baton twirler. Her mother played a crucial role in nurturing her talents, teaching her the art of singing and how to skillfully play the piano. Additionally, her grandmother imparted her wisdom on sewing and instilled in her a love for creating fashionable garments. It is said that fate played a hand in Edie Adams' choice of career, as she decided between pursuing music or fashion design with a simple coin toss. However, in reality, she continued her studies in both disciplines long after complete in high school. She enrolled in the Tragan School of Fashion Design and the prestigious Juilliard School of Music in New York, where she dedicated herself to vocal performance and ultimately earned a degree. Not stopping there, she delved into the world of acting by attending classes at the Columbia School of Drama and a renowned actor's studio. Later on, she even established her own clothing line. After completing 5 years of education at Juilliard, Ed Bonham began to realize that earning a degree in music did not guarantee a career in opera, which had been her initial aspiration. Determined to explore other opportunities, she began auditioning for various singing engagements and even participated in beauty pageants whenever possible. Surprisingly, she managed to secure titles such as Miss New York Television and Miss US Television. These victories gave her the opportunity to showcase her singing skills on a Milton Berle show, albeit with the requirement of wearing a bathing suit. Ed auditioned to be a contestant on Arthur Godfrey's Talent Scouts, even though she had some success with a classical selection during her time at Juilliard. The show's musical director suggested that she perform a popular song instead, but Edie only knew 3 pop songs, so she sang them all during the audition. Fortunately, she was able to impress the judges, but she felt that she wouldn't have made it through if they had asked her to perform another song. Her exceptional performance as a contestant on the show attracted the attention of a television executive who saw potential in her and envisioned her as the ideal counterpart to an unconventional comedian in Philadelphia. He immediately hired her as a featured singer on Ernie Kovacs Show 3 to Get Ready. This exciting opportunity marked the beginning of Ed's association with Ernie Kovacs beginning in July 1951. At first, these shows struggled to gain popularity, leading to frequent title changes. They went through iterations like Ernie in Kovacsland, later 1951 Kovacs on the Corner 1952, and finally settled on the Ernie Kovacs Show 1952 to 1956. During this time, Broadway director George Abbott became impressed by Edie Adams's extraordinary abilities as a singer and comedian. Ernie Kovacs shows were known for their live, spontaneous, and eccentric nature, which frequently left viewers perplexed but captivated. From a pool of about 300 applicants, George Abbott personally selected Edie Adams to co-star with Rosalind Russell in the production of Wonderful Town. Following her success in Wonderful Town, Ed's portrayal of Eileen received high praise from critics, earning her 2 Donaldson Awards and the Theatre World Award shortly after the show ended in July 1954. Edie and Ernie decided to elope in Mexico City, and, in a strange turn of events, the mayor of New York officiated their marriage ceremony in Spanish, despite neither of them knowing the language. Ed's skills were much sought after. She started performing in nightclubs, went on national tours, and kept appearing on TV. Appearing on the variety shows of well-known hosts like Steve Allen Perry, Ed Sullivan, Cohen. In addition to Dean Martin, Jackie Gleason, Bob Hope, and Johnny Carson, she gained recognition in 1956 on well-known panel series like What's My Line and I Have a Secret. In her spectacular comeback to Broadway, Edie Adams played Daisy May in the musical adaptation of the well-known cartoon strip by Adams. Ed's outstanding performance earned her the prestigious Tony Award for Best Featured Actress in 1957. Lil Abner's production, which featured well-known actors like Peter Palmer, Charlotte Rae, Stubby Kaye, and Joey Marks, received a great deal of praise. The show ran for an incredible 693 performances until July 1958, which is interesting given their close collaboration. Edie Adams and Ernie Kovacs never got the chance to work together on a movie. Their last performance together happened at the final Lucille Ball. They depicted themselves in a Desi Arnaz television spectacular that ran on the Columbia Broadcasting System in the 1960s. Edie Adams first entered the film industry by playing supporting parts, and she portrayed an insensitive secretary to Fred MacMurray's character in Billy Wilder's highly regarded 1960 film The Apartment. Her talent was showcased again in 1961 when she had a more lighthearted role in the second romantic comedy starring Doris Day and Rock. The Hudson, titled Lover Comeback Tragedy, occurred abruptly in mid-January 1962 when Ernie Kovacs died in a car accident. This tragic event brought Ed Adams a number of difficulties, including the discovery that Kovacs had not paid taxes for years, which led to a significant debt to the Internal Revenue Service, and that he had 2 teenage daughters from a previous marriage who were living with Edie. To make matters worse, Kovacs' mother demanded financial support and took him to court, accusing her of mismanaging Kovacs' estate and requesting custody of all 3 granddaughters. The resolution of this drawn-out dispute would take years to reach its conclusion during a difficult financial period. In order to raise money for herself and keep herself from going bankrupt, Ed Adams' celebrity friends offered to produce a benefit television special. However, Adams turned down these offers, adamantly stating that she could care for her children and that she was prepared to pay the back taxes herself. As a result, she started working tirelessly for the next few years, leaving little time for relaxation during the 1963-64 season. Here's Ed. Edie Adams' own variety show was broadcast by the American Broadcasting Company. Despite receiving 2 Emmy nominations, the show was not renewed for the following season. But Adams remained extremely busy during this time. In 1963 alone, she starred in 4 films: Call Me Buona, starring Bob Hope; Under the Yum Yum Tree, starring Carol Lindley; It's a Mad, 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 Mad World; and Love with a Proper Stranger, starring Natalie Wood and Steve McQueen. In 1964, she played Cliff Robertson's wife. At the same time, Edie Adams continued to be a major figure on the small screen, promoting Muriel cigars. Her late husband, Ernie Kovacs, was frequently spotted on camera smoking a cigar, and she successfully communicated that it was totally acceptable for women to smoke cigars as well. Adams also created and patented a cigar holder ring that appeared in numerous of her mock commercials. Edie Adams pursued a number of business ventures, including Ed Adams Cosmetics, Ed Adams Cut and Curl Beauty Salons, and even a 160-acre almond farm in California. She also established Edad Productions Incorporated, which is still in operation today. Additionally, Adam was a spokesperson for Sun Giant Nuts and kept up her popularity by appearing as a guest on television shows like Fantasy Island, The Love Boat, and Designing Women. She continued to pursue her love of acting in films, frequently graced the stage, and even appeared in opera productions. Her tireless efforts allowed her to pay back millions of dollars in Ernie Kovacs debts. And by 1989, she had once again become a millionaire. She first married photographer Martin Mills in 1964, with whom she had a son named Joshua Mills, but their union ended in divorce in 1971. She then married jazz trumpeter Pete Candoli, but their marriage also ended in 1988 when her daughter Mia Kovacs died in a traffic accident in Los Angeles at the young age of 22 after her father's untimely passing on October 15, 2008, tragically. Her final resting place is in Forest Lawn Hollywood Hills Cemetery, between her daughter Mia and her stepdaughter Kippy. Farewell and rest in peace to the legendary comedian, actress, and singer Ed Adams.